Hi friends, hope you are doing well. Today I'm going to discuss the TAL list, and essentially this is a technology list given out by the US government, and this is often given in many different universities out there, different institutions. And if you are somebody who happens to be working in one of these technologies, who has qualifications in one of these technologies, maybe you are going to work for a company or institution in one of these technologies to your PhD in this area. In all these cases, what is likely to happen is that you are going to get the 221G pink slip, and then your case is going to be sent for further processing. So this has often happened to people before who are from an technology and engineering background, a scientific background, and these people often get the 221G because of the TAL. Now, if you are applying for the F1 visa, of course, this is possible if your master's or PhD program is in the TAL category. If you are applying for the B1 conference visa, again, this is possible. If you are coming to a conference and your resume shows that you are one of these TAL category, also it could apply to you in the J1 visa for postdoc, and even in the case of H1 visa, maybe your company is somebody who works in this particular area. It may be that you are going there to develop software, but it could be that the company is working on one of the TAL technology fields. So that's something which can apply to you. And I have even seen cases where people coming on the B1 visa, or rather the B2 visa, the H4 visa, the L2 visa, F2 visa, which are all dependent visa, they may also get a 221G based on TAL because they happen to be working in one of these type of institutions which are working in some of these technologies. So again, this is something which acts as a trigger. In this case, what will happen is that the officer will ask you for a CV. They are going to peruse your list of publications, your thesis topic, whatever problems you have worked on, conference papers, journal papers, and then they are going to conclude after some time, hopefully, that you should be issued the visa. So this is the 221G trap which comes in the form of the TAL list. Now let us go through these TAL technology lists, and then we will figure out what are the fields which are out there. So number one is conventional munitions, and this includes things such as explosives, arms, and so on. Number two is nuclear technologies. Number three is rocket system, which includes missiles, UAVs, satellites, for example. Number four is rocket subsystems. So this could include propulsion, testing, and propellants, and so on. Number five is navigation and flight control. Number six has to do with chemical, biotech, biomedical. For example, if you are somebody who is working in virology, if you are somebody working in toxicology, or even on computer modeling of diseases or crop dusting, you could fall into these categories. Number seven is remote sensing. So this is often high resolution sensing, for example, which takes place via satellites. Number eight has to do with advanced computing. So this is a very broad area because under advanced computing, you not only get all kind of systems such as supercomputers, but also you get technologies such as data fusion, you get neural networks, you can even get AI. So this is a very broad category. Number nine has to do with materials. So this would include, for example, ceramics, polymers, and a plethora of more materials. Number 10 has to do with information security. Number 11 is lasers. Number 12 is sensors and sensor systems. So of course, you know that sensors are nowadays ubiquitous out there. They are in all shapes and sizes, and therefore any type of mechatronic system, any system which uses sensors, even for example digital twin technology, would all be in the TAL category. Number 13 has to do with marine technology. Number 14 has to do with robotics, and of course these are very important fields. But finally, number 15 has to do with urban planning, and this includes, in fact, civil engineering, even things such as landscaping, and so on. So as you can see from all this particular technology which is listed out there, that there are many possibilities here to issue the 221G to a person. And in this case, the officer cannot really do much. He or she has to completely go by the technology list. And in case you are somebody who happens to be within the subset or set defined by the technology list, then they are going to probably have to send your case for administrative processing. Now, do remember that each of these particular categories which I have discussed before has a lot of subcategories. So I have just given you a flavor of them. I'm going to leave a link to some of these in the video, and then you can check out these categories. And if you are somebody who happens to be in one of these areas which is governed by the technology list, my suggestion is that always have a backup plan. Maybe if you are applying for conferences, you can consider different locations also, for example Europe, Japan, Australia, Korea, and so on. Because in case you are applying for a conference visa especially, it's something which can greatly delay your going to the conference. So if you get the 221G, your visa is going to get delayed, and you may in fact not even get the visa by the time you are planning to go to the conference. Of course, if you are somebody who is planning to come to US as a student or as a postdoc, then you can consider some different countries also in case your case gets into the 221G system. So if you're somebody who is applying, let us say, to US for a PhD, maybe also consider applications to Canada, maybe some European countries such as Germany or France, or maybe Japan and Australia, so that in case you are not able to get the US visa because it's stuck in the 221G, you can go to one of these countries. Now remember, sometimes the 221G can take a lot of time. It may take 6 months or even more. So what may happen is that whatever admission offer you have got, whatever scholarship you have got, whatever postdoc you have got, may actually be withdrawn by the professor concerned because you have not shown up. But the research, of course, must go on.